Welcome to the Rick Helps Real Estate Show. We are going to dive into some of the numbers that we're seeing in the Arizona real estate market. Did you know that inventory is starting to go up? So we're going to look at the numbers and find out why. Welcome. I am here in Bryce Canyon, Utah. I am limping my way back home, just taking my time. Should be back Wednesday, Thursday-ish. And so if you're trying to escape the heat of Arizona, may I recommend this place? We're at 77 feet up in the air here, and I think I got down like 46 degrees last night. So it was 47 when I got here. But what's going on in the market? So here's what we're seeing. This is kind of starting to make a little headlines along with the title that says, sellers may be losing their advantage. Nothing to panic about. This isn't happening quickly. In fact, I don't think it's happening as fast as some of the numbers show. So I'm going to show it to you. We got here, this is active listings. Notice how they've taken a tick up a little bit, and they've been kind of laying low around 11,000. Well, this one shows 10,1092. Mine is slightly higher than this. I don't know where the difference is there. I pull it off the MLS, but what I'm seeing is this right now, and this is my 7-day moving average. And now you notice the black line down here. This is contracts over a 7-day period. See how it dropped off here? That's simply just Labor Day. So I don't pay a lot of attention to this until it shakes out later on in the week. It'll spike back up. But our number of contracts has been constant at about 2,700 contracts. And the number of new listings has been pretty constant at about 3,400, as you can see on the ticker below. Now, because the new contracts have dipped so much, the contract ratio is down to like 67%. But again, it's Labor Day. And so you can see here that while new listings did come up slightly, we're not getting a boatload of new listings. It's just not happening. Why are existing listings going up? Because sales took a big dip in the past week and a half. And so that's going to make listings start to increase. But in fact, we've got a couple comments. One of them came in here last night when I posted this video coming up. And One Real Vision says, your statement is the best, Rick. Weekly absorption in the past 2 weeks, we've dropped from 95% rate to 75% rate. It sure can drop quick. And then days on market start shooting up. Maybe if this sticks. I think the lower contracts that we're seeing right now, once the holiday shakes out, will go right back up to where they were. Says, I'm still sticking with my prediction. Low inventory is hiding the shrinking buyer pool. My buyers that were waiting for 5% to qualify have thrown in the towel. Other expenses are eating up the house budget. That's a key point. People have been waiting for 5%, and they're kind of looking now and going, man, this is going to be a while if we see it at all. In the meantime, with inflation hitting me at everything I buy, food, fuel, my daily living expenses have gone through the roof. So you know what? I'm going to put off the home purchase. And that's what we're seeing. Florida Beach Bum here says, hey, Sean, I see your question now. I'm going to get to you in just a moment. Seller's market will evaporate as the buyers disappear faster than the inventory. Probably will just last a few months, as you can count on billions more pumped into the banking to prop up the economy. That remains to be seen. I'm not going to pretend to be a Fed chair. I know we've already had trillions pumped into the economy, and that's what gave us the 9% inflation rate. So anything can happen, folks. And I'm going to show you some more numbers here in just a moment. But Sean's got a question here that says, do you think the Fed not raising rates on the 12th will bring in more buyers? No, not really. I think where we're at, I remember, Sean, you asked me in July what I think the September market would be like. And I said, probably not much different than July. I think it's going to muddle along the same. I think you can expect to see it the same. Now, I know you said you're listing your house in the next week or two. I'm going to show you some numbers should make you feel better about that. There's certainly no reason to think that you're not going to get your price or that you're not going to find a buyer. You're not going to get the droves and droves of people walking through your front door, but it's going to be interesting to look at. Yeah, Sean, I don't remember anything, but for some reason I remember that. Here's what I want to show you right here. This is the Cromford Market Index. Now, I talked about this on Friday's show because it's starting to come down a little bit. In fact, the last chart I looked at, it showed it coming down a little more pronounced than this. And I had made the statement that said, if you're thinking about selling, if it's on your radar, perhaps waiting till the first of the year is not your best move. That doesn't mean that at the first of the year is going to be a bad time to sell. I don't see prices plummeting. I don't see any fear there at all, but you have less competition right now. So not a lot of people see this kind of data out there. I mean, you guys are seeing Cromford market data that a lot of us realtors share here on YouTube. The general public doesn't see that. So they're not feeling that inventory is starting to come up a little bit, feeling that maybe January still be a great time to sell. But I'm looking at these numbers and saying, well, look, some indicators are starting to go the wrong way, really slow. And so that should be an indicator. Excuse me. I'm sitting here choking. Live is great, isn't it? That should be an indicator that something may change. You just want to keep an eye on it. We have a comment here. It says, hello from Mesa. I'm listing my 1,900 square foot home at the end of the month. I'm under contract for a new build in Queen Creek, hoping the prices stay high because the new home wasn't cheap. New home prices are high. They are. I'll show you what's happening with list pricing right now, but here's the devil in the details right here, folks. And this is that listings under contract. It has been going down consistently since April. But having said that, a lot of it's seasonal as well. See this? This is 2022 now. So they've been going down, and they went down a little bit here in 2021, went down a little bit in 2020. So we got to see what happens after we get through September and into October. But they are down, but they aren't really down a whole lot more from 2022, except for this little gap right here. And it is all rate driven. As long as we're hanging in the 7% range, there's nothing to say that sales are going to pick up. I think we're going to be in the 7% range till the end of the year. We'll see what happens. But here's one I wanted to show you because I saw a video topic. I didn't watch the video, but the topic was canceled listings have skyrocketed. There's your canceled listings for the Arizona market right there. That number is going down, has not gone up. What's a canceled listing? Well, you put it on the market and you decided, oh, I give up. It's different than expired. Expired is where you have listed your home and you have a 90-day, 120-day agreement with the agent to list your home on the market and you let it expire. A canceled listing is something came up or you changed your mind or you decided to take it off the market for a little bit and you're going to put it back on later, or that job transfer you thought you were getting, you're not going to get. So you just never know. But the point is, canceled listings in the Arizona market are going down, not up. So I don't know. And again, I didn't see his data. So here's canceled listings. Another look at it here, which is 196 compared to other years. I should show you that chart when I talk about it. There it is. So again, going down, not going up. Here is median sales price. Now I want to make a little comment here because we get beat up a lot about being cheerleaders for the industry. Back in the beginning of the year, on with the dynamic duo of Jackie and Ruby and Pat, we said based on the numbers that we were looking at that real estate prices were likely going to go up. Well, now we're sitting here saying, well, it's likely that they're going to be flat or possibly go down if the indicators we're looking at still trend that way. But here's what happened in January. You can see right here, prices did go up. So we didn't miss that by too much. And now we're in this flat zone right here. So we're looking and saying, is that going to continue or is that going to drop off? Are we going to start seeing price decreases? If the difference between contracts and new listings drops to 65% or lower, prices will go down. Are they going to do that? Don't know. We'll sit here and look at the numbers. And Sean here says, I'm selling a condo in the 300 to 400 range. Is that still a hot price, even though it's a condo? I'd have to look specifically at the condos. Here's how old is the condo, first of all, because You're going to want to watch our show on Friday when I'm with Pat, Sean. We're doing one on the new FHA requirements for condos. In other words, condo certification, deferred maintenance. It's raising its ugly head and causing problems for some of these people trying to sell condos. And what's happening is you've gone through the inspection period, you're getting ready to close, and you're still waiting for that condo cert from the HOA. Some of these HOAs have been instructed not to send anything out by their lawyers. They don't want the liability. A condo cert is, have they completed deferred maintenance? In other words, are they taking care of the building? Ever since that collapse of the building in Florida, now the FHA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac are requiring these certifications just on condos, not townhomes or patio homes. And it's just slowing down the whole process. And in fact, some of the people, some of the lenders that we've seen have said that they've just been told by the HOA, you're not getting it. And so that's a problem. So to be proactive, Sean, I would suggest you reach out to your HOA and talk to them about that. Do you have an updated condo cert? Because if I go under contract, I would like to see that they get that right away. So make that call instead of waiting for the request after you go under contract. See if you can get in front of that a little bit. Because if you're about to list and then you call this week and talk to them and find out, A, they don't know what the heck you're talking about, or B, they do, but they're not going to do it, you're going to have a problem. I don't mean to be a doom and gloomer, but that's what we're seeing, especially on the lending side. So we're going to do that. Pat's actually going to be on a webinar talking about that subject. He's going to be watching it, I think, on the 14th. So we're holding off that topic until he gathers more information. Now, what do we have to look forward to this week? Well, there'll be some more rate volatility bouncing up and down, but there's no major economic news. Maybe a CPI report, I think, coming out at the end of the week, but you can expect things to kind of stay the same. You're welcome, Sean. I hope you let me know. Shoot me an email. Let me know what you found out on that, because I'd be curious to see if they are actually being proactive as well. These condos, if they know they're going to, have transactions, they should be actively getting these condo certs. But I can also understand where some lawyers are saying, I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. It's always, the government puts in controls and then they find out later what the actual repercussions are. And this one is raising its ugly head, and we don't like it out here, as if condos weren't hard enough to sell anyway. So, but I'd be curious to see how you come out on it, Sean. Good luck. The active listings, I think, are going to plateau this week because sales are going to pick up by 100 or 200 units based on what I'm seeing. Despite the fact that rates are up to 7%, there's still a pool of buyers out there that are buying, that are getting adjustable rate loans, or they're paying the 7%. They have enough of a down payment. There's enough activity to where the market is able to absorb the listings that are out there. I describe it as let's look at a car lot. You go and look at a car lot today, and there's 15 cars on the car lot, but every day they get 5 new cars coming on. And every day they sell 3 of them. So the inventory grows by like 2 cars on a daily basis, versus last year, they only had 8 cars on the lot and they had 15 people that wanted to buy them. So people would show up and they were bidding on the cars. So that describes the housing market. Last year, 2021, actually, we didn't have enough homes. We still don't have enough homes, but we've put a nail in the market with rate increases that's really putting a damper. The other thing I want to talk about just briefly is that when we look at the central bank and we look at housing and we look at their decision on holding rates, it affects more than just housing. So they're not just concentrating on your house and my house and how the market's doing, because they've got a bigger fish to fry. The interest payments on our national debt is through the stratosphere. It's projected pretty quickly to be higher than entitlements and defense. So let that sink in. So as the central bank's got this rate hike up there, that's what's hurting us over here. And so now you got to go, okay, well, housing is going in the right direction. We want it to slow down. We want to see house prices come down a little bit and activity slow down. But at the same time, we're causing a lot of pain over here. I wouldn't want that job. It's hard enough. There's also, and I want to talk about it later on in the video, about the lawsuits that are out there for real estate agents, real estate brokerages. There's a big company, I think it was called Real. I may be misstating the brokerage, but they settled for 85 million. There's a class action lawsuit out there for, I think, two or three other major national brokerages regarding buyer commissions. It's really complicated. And I think that's going to have huge implications for how real estate is conducted in the United States. A lot of people are in the background going, good, real estate agents make too much money on commissions. I hope they get screwed. I hope this changes. Sellers should not have to pay commissions. Okay, well, like we say, there's always unintended consequences. We'll see what happens. If buyers are now all of a sudden forced to pay commissions instead of the seller, what does that mean? And it may change, and it does need to change. So I'm going to do a little deep dive on that when I get a chance, probably next week, not this week, because I'm going to be busy unpacking this travel trailer. That's going to take me forever. You know that I'm on my 5th month on the road. So when I get back, I hope to hear from all of you, and do me a favor, smash this like button and share it with all your friends. Thanks. Have a great Monday. Take care.